Yo, YouTube, what is up? Radar25, my co-host, back again. My co-host, Michael, Funtamania on Twitter.
What up, Marks?
We're back again, and it is our takeaways. We're going to have 3 takeaways today from the Raw after WrestleMania. Usually the biggest show of the year, the most exciting, most jam-packed, surprise-filled show ever. But since the current situation is what it is, this being pre-taped, it was a steaming pile of horse shit. And we're going to go over it.
Be nice.
We only got 3 takeaways, and they were tough takeaways. We just we're grasping at straws right here to get these takeaways from the show. But Terrible. This is it. It is what it is. Let's see where it goes after this. Now, before we get to the video, I want to remind you guys, drop a like on this video, on the WrestleMania recap videos that came out this past weekend. And upcoming videos, the Wednesday NXT and AEWs and the Friday SmackDown ones, which is probably going to be a bad show of SmackDown. So
if we have one.
Drop likes on those. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're watching and you haven't subscribed. Please do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you guys aren't missing anything, like my live stream from last night where I live streamed Call of Duty Warzone. Good time. Follow us on me on social media. I'll put that in the description below, and it'll pop out on the screen right now underneath. So without further ado, guys, let's jump into this video. 3 takeaways from the Raw after WrestleMania.
Let's get it.
All right, guys, the first match of the show, which is surprising because they started it off with a wrestling match, actually. It was an odd match. It was Asuka versus Liv Morgan. Good to see Liv out there. She was on the kickoff show for WrestleMania Day 1. No, Day 2.
Day 2 versus Natalya.
Oh, she ended up getting the win against Natalya, but she's going against Asuka. Asuka, obviously, they just lost the women's tag team title to Kabuki Warriors, to Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross at WrestleMania. So I assume the tag team is still together, but we'll see. It's Asuka by herself against Liv Morgan. You know, nothing special here.
It was a match.
It was a match. It was fine. It was nice to see Liv Morgan kind of give Asuka a run a little bit, you know?
Yeah, but like, I mean, either it's most like not going to be a feud and it's kind of put together.
I don't think it's going to be a feud, yeah.
It's not really, it's just a match. There's no storylines being built from this. It's just kind of like, we have what we have in the building, or we're just going to use that.
Exactly. That's what it is, yeah. We have these people in the back. Let's have them go out and work. I'm assuming this stuff was taped right after they taped their WrestleMania matches, or maybe a day apart. So they have these people in the building, got them in there, because you're going to see from the later matches some odd people on the show, on Raw. So this is the first match. Asuka does get the win, but good to see Liv on TV. Hopefully, when things get back to normal, you see her back again, feuding with Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan again, because that was kind of just thrown to the back burner after Elimination Chamber.
Because they're probably quarantine life, so that's what it is.
So next thing on the show, guys, was another match. Surprising, got 2 matches in a row. Now this was a cluster because it's the Street Profits versus Austin Theory and Angel Garza, a rematch from WrestleMania.
Literally, the night before, it was Sunday.
And they probably filmed it right after too.
Yeah, probably kept going right after.
Yeah. So it's a whatever match. It's pretty much just a repeat match. Ends in a disqualification, and it was a bullshit disqualification because Montez Ford is on the top rope.
Yeah.
And Selena Vega grabs his leg, and that's what they get disqualified for, which you never see a disqualification like that. Normally, they just send that person to the back. They're like, okay, you're barred from ringside.
I mean, you could have done anything else, like a chair, like anything, push a referee, do something, anything, just anything.
Yeah, but that was it.
That was his leg.
So that disqualification happens, and they do the exact same beatdown on Montez Ford they did at WrestleMania.
Literally the same thing.
They get kicking Montez Ford in the face, and here comes Bianca Belair again.
Just like you did the day before.
It's on repeat, basically. It's like a replay of what happened the night before. So this sets up, she cuts a promo, Bianca Belair, saying that she's on Raw. She's the EST, not of NXT, but of WWE. Strongest, fastest, all this stuff. Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
And this
ends with ST.
Yeah, and this basically leads to a singles match, right after here of Zelina Vega versus Bianca Belair, which is fine. I would kind of wish they would have done this by itself from the beginning. To
start off the show, maybe instead of having the Asuka match. At least this made sense because there was a few from the day before. So
but it gets even worse after this. So you're basically seeing Bianca Belair display her athleticism and her strength, right? She's obviously an imposing figure. So they have this match, and it's going okay. It's a decent little match. It's just basically showcasing Bianca Belair, and this ends with another disqualification. because Angel Garza, I believe it's Austin Theory or Angel Garza and Montez Ford brawl into the ring, and then the guy, he calls the match, and that's it.
How is that even a problem?
Two of the worst disqualification calls I've ever seen.
And this super uncreative.
You got 2 matches, 2 disqualifications, all just to lead to a 6-person tag, which
was you could have done from the beginning. You could have done that shit from the beginning.
The shit was already set up at WrestleMania because Bianca Belair comes out for the save. And you had the match set up already right there. So why go through all this crap just to have the same match that was already set up?
Not even that. It wasn't well done. It was awfully executed. You could have just came in, had a 6-person tag to begin the show, to begin it. You could have done the same time allotted. I know we're trying to save the time and try to use as much time as we can on a 3-hour show with nothing on it. So let's just have a really long 6-person tag. Yeah. That's simple. Call it a day. All those stupid smosh finishes that made no sense were just pointless and stupid and added more to the stupidity and actually made the new Belair more annoying to me because this whole fucking segment was so fucking annoying. So just I didn't want to see any of it.
Yeah, so any of it. 6-person tag happens. Street Profits and Belair get the win. Who cares? But we're excited about Belair. She's a beast. We're excited to see what they pull with her on Monday Night Raw. I hope they don't attach her too much to the Street Profits and leave her kind of
done. They even said it when you have a wife, when you have a brother, it's done. They're gonna be like a joint at the hip. It's gonna be a 3-person thing. She's gonna fall in the background, whatever. It was I love Bianca Belair, but this whole build-up to her coming in was just flat for me, completely just flat.
Yeah, hopefully they fix this and hopefully they keep them apart, but they probably won't. Next thing on the show was another random match, Aleister Black versus Apollo Crews. Good to see Apollo Crews on TV because he's never really used, and good to see him kind of push Aleister Black the way he did.
There's a guy that needs to go to a new company.
He go back to NXT. He needs a fresh start, but Aleister Black ends up getting the win anyways. I mean, hopefully they pull something with Apollo Crews or they put him on the NXT, one of the two. But that was what it was.
That was a match.
He gets another win. Now, this is takeaway number 1 coming up right now. Takeaway number 1 of the night. It's Ricochet and Cedric Alexander are a tag team officially now versus they went against Oney Lorcan and Denny Burch, which, you see them on Raw. It's kind of a little bit odd, but I really do.
Because they're just picking out anybody from NXT that's around the corner, basically.
Yeah.
Lives in the area.
This was a fine match because it showcased Ricochet and Cedric Alexander's new tag team, which I'm excited for because it's 2 guys that don't really have much of a character. They're just guys that do cool moves. So put them together as a tag team. Maybe they shine off of each other. Maybe they get over that way more and they get into the title picture and maybe they can branch off after that.
And they're super athletic, probably the most athletic tag team I've ever seen. So
so this is actually a pretty cool tag team. I'm excited to see them together because their matches could be, bust-ass matches. So I'm a little bit excited of that. And hopefully, they keep them together because remember when coming off NXT was Ricochet and Aleister Black's tag team. They got that tag team match, that multi-tag team match at WrestleMania a year or so ago. And then they kind of just broke them off, and then they both kind of dwindled away. Aleister Black making a little bit of a comeback now, but
Ricochet was a month ago was in Saudi Arabia facing.
Even before that, he was having that feud with AJ Styles for the U.S. title.
I'm saying so. There was a lot going on,
but
and then he lost to Riddick Moss or whatever that guy's name is that was 24/7 champion.
Yeah,
and now Gronk is 24/7 champion. Then that's where it's all gone. That loss he had to Riddick Moss,
which is pointless now at this point. Yeah,
which is completely because it's Gronk beat freaking Mojo, who beat R-Truth for the damn thing. It wasn't even Riddick Moss. He lost in the street somewhere on Twitter.
Yeah. It's pointless. None of it made any sense. It's pointless. But again, Ricochet is a guy who doesn't really have a character. He's just a guy who does cool moves. Basically, that's what he is. Tremendous wrestler, tremendous athlete, but he just doesn't have a set character to make you care that much about him.
And his promos, his excitement level, you just I don't get the energy from him.
Because in his promos, he feels totally overpowered in his promos.
By everybody.
Yeah. So
he needs to show more emotion, more facial emotion. He's very just he's vanilla when it comes to these things. He's too soft spoken. He needs to up it because his skills are just so out of this world. Literally, he's a superhero.
So I'm excited for the 2 guys to be together. Hopefully this helps them and they could work as a tag team for a while, and then, like I said, eventually get over as a tag team, and then you could split them off and then maybe do something singles with them. But they get the win over Lorcan and Burch. Obviously, they were going to get the win because they wanted to showcase this tag team. But hopefully they start to build them and they get into the title picture there. But that's takeaway number 1 of the night, guys. Next thing on the show, they showed a random a kind of a random Kevin Owens promo in like a parking garage.
Probably in his building where he lives.
Probably.
Likely.
And he just talks about how, maybe he needs to go back to being a prize fighter. Maybe, he needs to show other people in WWE like Seth Rollins what he's all about, stuff like that. They replayed the match from the night from WrestleMania of Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, basically a highlight reel of that.
Yeah,
then,
like the ESPN package of it.
Yeah, and then you had Seth Rollins come out super pissed, super upset because he lost.
Super slow. He's forever to get to the ring.
Taking on a local competitor called Denzel Dejourner.
My man always gets that.
Dejourner or Dejournet. I don't know. Kind of sounds
something like that.
It's like
it's
spelled like Fournette, but it's with a D-E.
Well, and the funny thing is, he came out like in his like wrestling, his
amateur wrestling,
the amateur wrestling gear, got his ass completely kicked.
Yeah, this was a total squash match. It made anything. It made sense at the moment because Seth Rollins came off the loss. He's super pissed, so he's just beating the shit out of a guy. And let's see where it goes after this with the whole Monday Night Messiah thing.
And another jobber down.
Yeah. Next thing on the show is takeaway number 2 of the night because it was night after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania is always big returns or big debuts, and we only had one here. And technically 2. We had one. This one was the return of Nia Jax, who's been gone for a long ass time,
and she's not like most girls. So
yeah, exactly. This isn't like most debuts. So most returns. So she comes back and she's just having a match against Deonna Purrazzo from NXT, and it's a squash match basically, which they could have just had Nia Jax return more impactful because it just felt like, okay, she's back, she squashed somebody, good for her. They could have had her because they could have just had her attack Becky or
somebody,
something impactful because she's been gone such a long time,
like a year. They said,
and she just comes back and has a random match against Deonna Purrazzo's up and comer in NXT, but you just kind of feed her to Jax at this point, which maybe hurts her in NXT. I don't think it even hurts her. I don't really think.
I think it does because you're trying to push NXT as this major brand and going against AEW, and then you're having. All right,
but she's not even showcased on NXT yet.
So I get it, but like you're just killing the whole vibe when she's on there. It's like, well, this bitch can't even fucking keep up with anyone on the main roster. Why do I care about her?
Yeah, but she is going against like a monster Nia Jax. So
but you had a jobber match with Rollins. Why don't you have another jobber in there with Nia Jax? I just think you're just killing the NXT roster. We have Burch and Lorcan lose. At least make them look kind of strong. You're just like make them. Why would I care if this shit can't even touch Nia Jax when I'm watching AEW? Why would I go to NXT? I'm gonna go right back to AEW. It is what it is. I'll flip the channel.
I mean, to me, it's fine. Nia Jax is a monster. So, yeah, you could have fed her somebody else. Maybe she was the only person available that they wanted to book her against. It is what it is. But I just feel like, all that being said, her return needs to be more impactful. It needs to be she's Nia Jax, right? She's a monster. She's been gone forever. Have her do an impactful debut, return, because you don't have much else going on in the show, so you want something to come off the show, right? Have this. This is your chance to have her, beat up Becky,
Shayna, anything.
Yeah, I guess if she's coming back as babyface, you have her against Shayna. But if not, you have her go against Becky. And
is she coming back as the babyface? Because she didn't really feel like when she was in the match, she didn't really look like she was a babyface. So she was a badass.
Yeah. So then have her go against Becky, and immediately Becky has a new opponent to go against. I don't remember seeing Becky go against Nia Jax too much. So maybe it's a different animal. So whatever. It is what it is. Nia Jax gets the win here, but it should have been something different. This was a waste of a debut for a return for somebody who's been gone for such a long time. But that's takeaway number 2, guys. Next thing on the show, another random match: Humberto Carrillo versus Brendan Vinc, who we keep seeing on TV because he's just probably one of those guys who's just there, and they keep like, "Yo, Brendan Vinc, get in the ring. You're here. Whatever."
We need you to lose.
Yeah. In the beginning, Brendan, he's an awkward dude. He kind of dominated Humberto a little bit for the beginning of the match, but basically Humberto squashed him after that and it was just nonstop.
But
Humberto,
he's an NXT guy. He's been losing, but at least he shows some fight. Like I'm not saying you have to win the match, but don't squash the dudes on NXT because it just makes him look weak. And, why am I gonna care about this guy when he got his ass beat? Just like at least he showed something. It was a match. That's another one that was a match.
But all these matches basically have like no relevance compared to what happened at WrestleMania, other than that clusterfuck that was the Street Profits. Bianca
nothing here is setting anything up for any type of future story.
Which they probably don't have any plans yet because they don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly, which we understand. So it is what it is. It's just I'd rather what they were doing today than showing me matches from 2007 or 2012 or something like that. I think it's better. It's better.
Yeah. Now, next thing on the show is takeaway number 3, and it's the main event. It's an odd segment because it's technically they're saying it's taking place 20 minutes after Drew McIntyre has beat Brock Lesnar and become WWE champion. They do an interview with Drew McIntyre in the ring. And they say it's 20 minutes after he just won. And he's in the ring, and here comes the Big Show randomly. I'm assuming Big Show is showing up here because his show is debuting on Netflix. Check out the show if you're into that kind of stuff.
Which is like top 10 in the U.S. today on Netflix.
Yeah, it's going to be a family show, like kind of Full House vibe to it. It's the Big Show on Netflix. Go check that out. But yeah, the match is Drew McIntyre versus Big Show. Big Show antagonizes Drew McIntyre for the most part in the beginning. Not of the match, but
20 minutes after he wins the belt.
Yeah, 20 minutes after he wins the belt, he comes out, cuts a promo with the referee there in tow, and
brings out the referee.
Yeah, he's basically just trying to bait Drew McIntyre into having a match with him. And Drew McIntyre says, "No, nothing you can say, keyword say, nothing you can say can make me have a match with you." So he slaps the shit out of Drew McIntyre. The match ensues. It's basically Drew McIntyre. He's already beat up, hurt from the match. He had 20 minutes prior with Lesnar.
He took 3 F5s for crying out loud.
3 F5s, kicked out of all of them, and he comes out hot after the beatdown. He comes out hot, slams, body slam show, then hits him with the Claymore and gets the win. It's weird. I don't know why I guess the thing behind this is to make him look super strong, as being saying that he beat Lesnar at WrestleMania for the title, took 3 F5s, and then 20 minutes later he's beating the Big Show, which is obviously a massive guy. I guess that's the way they're trying to build it. But they could have just had him face like somebody else on Monday Night Raw.
I don't know. Or even just come out and have a promo and not even have to have a match. I just feel like I really hope the thing I was really worried about when we talked about it last night with the WrestleMania show was we want to see him have a feud that we're going to care about. It's going to elevate him and elevate the guys and just elevate the Big Show. I'm sorry, this is not it. So hopefully this is just a one-off. It isn't a big old, let's have a little mini feud with the Big Show for a month or two. It's like, no, come on, man. We don't care. The Big Show's not, I get you want to promote the show somewhere else in the show. Don't promote it with the guy that's supposed to be like the next big thing.
You could have had him out there like just talk about the show and like, Big show's premiering on Netflix tonight. Today.
Yeah, take out Angel Gar. I don't know, somebody like any random heel in the back, whatever. That'd been fine. But don't down with the champion. Like the guy just won. I get they're trying to make him look super strong, but not the Big Show. We need somebody else. Just anybody else. Throw anyone else in there. Just not. No,
this is the weirdest, most bizarre night after WrestleMania show of all time. Obviously, you try to give him a pass because of the situation that's going on right now. But in the end, at least Drew McIntyre was kind of put over in all this, and he beat 2 guys within the span of 20 minutes. One of them being Lesnar, one of them being Big Show. So it's 2 big guys. But he never took Big Show as like a credible opponent at the time. Like you knew he wasn't going to win. He's basically just going to beat him down because he's hurt already, and then McIntyre gets the win. And we
don't need a feud between him and the Big Show.
It's not going to happen. Big Show's just there just for this one thing.
I hope so. I hope you're right because you never know. Yeah. If we're here next week and it's
I think he lives in Florida still, so that's probably why he just drove over. Oh, can you come over, promote the show? You'll be on because your show drops today. Be there. Whatever. You'll face McIntyre. So. Something cool.
From your lips to God's ears.
Yeah. But that was the show, guys. Terrible Raw. Terrible night after WrestleMania. Usually it's big time stuff.
The best Raw of the year, usually.
You're watching this, try to give him a pass because of what's going on. But then again, shit on him if you want. It was what it was. The shit that sucked, guys, was the entire show. It was terrible. So the segment shit that sucked.
Wednesday AEW tournament night after this week, right? Can't wait.
What?
AEW tournament's this week, right?
Yeah, it starts Wednesday.
Right.
The TNT tournament, and then they've already announced on commentary for AEW Dynamite is Tony Schiavone and Chris Jericho. So that's just be entertaining in and of itself.
I can't wait for that.
And like you said, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa is this Wednesday on NXT. Yes. Also, the 6-woman ladder match is this Wednesday.
So there's stuff to
forward to because this Raw was absolutely horrible.
It was abysmal, especially after the great WrestleMania that we had that we didn't expect. So
great, surprising WrestleMania that it was. But guys, that's the shit that sucked. That's the end of this video. Check out the Big Show if you're into that family type of stuff. You got a family, watch it with them.
Check out The Undertaker.
That's the first look that hasn't come out yet.
Oh, that was the first one. Okay, yes, but the Edge thing, but the Edge one, 24.
I watched Edge 24 on the network, and then this Sunday is another Broken Skull Sessions with Ric Flair live. So watch that. A couple things to watch on the network, and on obviously Netflix. Watch the Big Show because don't watch Monday Night Raw because it was worthless. If you haven't recorded and you watch this, don't watch it because
you're not getting
anything good.
Delete.
Guys. Guys, that's the end of the video. Remember, if it doesn't work for you, brother, do not do that job. Stay tuned for the rest of the recaps coming. Takeaway shows. Sorry, not recaps. Takeaway shows coming later this week.
Later, Marks.